Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or certain condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happen in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Comot Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, practically dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you wear vex that you will struck the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, he would have fallen in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commenced the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people They all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Comer today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to pride in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
This government assigned security to the former president's house. This government is capable of bribing any of its security to plan any evil in the former president's house. This government has done so many things that have questioned the credibility of the president. They have manipulated the law. They have manipulated security. The president has interfered with investigations of other issues that we know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. No of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. No of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
That was in Virginia. She lived in Virginia before. Yeah, she lived in Virginia before Delaware. He told me that was his stepsister.
We met at the University of Liberia. He's very, very smart when it comes to accounting. We did a class together, and he kind of helped me, you know, with my work, with my school work. And then the war came. Everybody went their way. Everybody went their way. Like I said, the university, after things settled, they used to send him for training, and we got connected. We reconnected because Richard came to the States. He phoned me. I know how he phoned me. The university sent him to, I think, South Dakota. And when he found out I was in upstate New York, instead of going there, he put that he was coming to me. Yeah, a social security card. Rachel jumped to Massachusetts, married another woman unknown to me. Through the immigration document, later on I came to find out he has committed bigamy, which is a criminal offense. So I came to Liberia. I filed for divorce. He got properties for me, and he got rent money for me. So it was all in the newspaper. I'm not related to Richard. Richard lies a lot, and all his lies will come out today. I'm not related to Richard. When things happen, maybe he's saying it to the girls, you know, to make them say, okay, he's free or something, but I'm not nowhere related to Richard Kuhn.
I'm just happy to hear now they need to pay me. Because she been hiding Kuhn. I guess she been telling Kuhn, don't do this, don't do that, and stopping child support the whole time. I've been very lenient. Like you said, been more than a year. Yeah, it's true. Been more than 10 years with Mr. Kuhn. That's true. Because my son will be 11 like in 2 months' time. So that was in the same time frame, I guess, that she married him. Let's start with mistress. He don't have my naked picture, whatever she's getting. If he did, the first we did on social media, he could have posted it. Everybody making a laughing stock out of me. And nobody understood what was happening to me. Everybody thought, oh, he just met her in America. That's not true. I know for my whole life. So I told him they couldn't find where he was because I'm in Maryland, he in another state. You know, so they trace him. God is a very smart guy. And Omero was pushing him. Like I said again, if it has been the Cecilia Cross, then this is what God bringing everything to light.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe, good God, faithful God, whose son's birthday is today, universally, though not in the Bible, but there are signs that we pick up because the atmosphere just around the 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, the atmosphere is always different. You sense that atmospheric shift is always different than any other month. So people will conclude that it was this time, late December 25th, Jesus Christ was born. Whatever it is, whether it is biblically proven, not proven biblically, it is atmospheric. God is God. And it's the 25th day. It's good that we are in the 25th day. Thank you all for coming on. It is a universal holiday, the day that is in the DNA of every person. It cuts across religion, belief, whatever. It is just different. Samson David, if street sinker, political startling, nuclear town, Claude de Paul, Nina Quia, Joseph Harris, Hashim Daba, Kadoma, District 11, Zwana, GSA Road, Ojuku Davids, Painesville City, Orina Dole, Stanley Botso, George Kamara, Mark James, Boyman Caddy, Julie Kennedy, Mark Boyma, Vinicius Barr, Charles Weir, Jacob Town, William Massaquoi, Pennsylvania, USA, Jeremiah Kula, Sino County, Old Pahama, Patience Wisner, Lynch Street, Gabriel Lawson, Iron Factory, Broad Street Business Center, Natudes, Ophelia Tear, Battery Factory Community, Sam Kualano, where Cox City, Sam Kier, Batnosville, Quebec, Orito Jikla, great. All of you great people. Rita, Christine Hayes, Massachusetts, Orito Sunday Way Choir, Jackson C. Pony, Iron Factory, the chairman himself, Roma Rico, Kenny Ball, or Latu Pound for short. All of you great people, the chairman for life. Good to have all of you on. And as the people would say, a universal cliche or form of greetings, compliments, Merry Christmas. And thank you all for the compliments. I am seeing all of you. Thank you so much. All of you wishing Merry Christmas to us. Thank you so much. Thank you. Acknowledging individually and institutionally. Thank you all. Wish all of you a great day. Let the Christmas be married, and it is a married day, except there's something else, but it is a merry. It is not merry when you choose not to keep it merry, but it's a merry day. So it's another day, man, people. Good to have us in your presence. We appreciate all of you. Thank you so very much. And just before we get started, as usual, please accept us sounding as a broken record, the King Support Basket. Over the time, you've done well, you stay doing well, but we need you to keep doing well with us, complementing our effort as we are on the obligation to serve you sacrificially. The King Support Basket, 0555-885-885. That's the same wave, 0555-885-885. The local mobile money number, 077-017-885. 077-017-885. We will continue to sound sound like a broken record in your ear. You'll get tired hearing us, but it's because of the substance, the warfare, just everything. There are certain sounds in your ear. Yeah, you sound like a broken record, but it got substance. That's what the people say. Okay, then let's do something about it. Yeah, you always talking about that. I think this is very important. That's the reason you're always talking about it. So what can we do? Or how can I be of help? So we will sound that way all of the time. Can support basket. The future is ahead of us. The unknown is ahead of us. We are in the known, so we don't know, but we have to prepare for the future. That's what God said. You prepare for the future. The only thing he said, as you prepare for the future, don't leave him out. So we are preparing for the future. Equally, we are depending on God because he is the only one who knows the future. Again, thank you all for coming on this day universally. which is holiday in itself. Everybody goes partying, enjoying, whatever. Thank you. We wish you Merry Christmas, and thank you for wishing us here at Kings 88.5 Merry Christmas. Let's get started with what we've got on our plate, and then we are out. France has criticized Algeria's unanimous vote to criminalize French colonization and demand an apology, calling it hostile to efforts to rebuild dialogue. Paris said it will not comment on Algeria domestic politics, but expressed regret, pointing to President Emmanuel Macron's work on addressing the colonial past, including a joint commission of historians. In 2021, Emmanuel Macron said France's rule over Algeria was a crime against humanity, but did not offer a formal apology. Disagreements over colonial history continue to strain relations between France and Algeria, which have worsened in recent months. Nigeria officials say they are working with platforms including TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, as well as Snapchat and X, to identify and remove accounts used by terrorists and criminal groups to spread propaganda and raise funds. The National Counterterrorism Center said social media accounts are used to publicize attacks, showcase stolen items, and communicate with supporters. Ransom payments remain a major source of terrorist financing, frequently moved through point-of-sale operators to avoid detection. Guineans are set to vote on Sunday in their first presidential election since a military coup 4 years ago. Junta leader Mamadi Doumbouya widely expected to win. Critics say Doumbouya has weakened the opposition since ousting former President Alpha Condé, leaving little serious competition. 9 candidates are running, but his main challenger is Yero Baldi of the Democratic Front of Guinea. Despite Guinea's vast mineral wealth, more than half of the population faces food insecurity. That's according to the World Food Programme. About 6.7 million voters are registered, with results expected within 48 hours of the election. Zimbabwe will require foreign-owned businesses in some sectors to transfer majority control to Zimbabwean citizens within 3 years. It aims to lift local enterprises, but critics say it will drive away foreign investment. And Algerian members of parliament have passed a law declaring France's colonization a crime and demanding an apology and reparations. The law holds France legally responsible for abuses during its rule from 1830 to 1962, including killings, torture, nuclear tests, and resource plundering. The move comes amid tense relations with France and carries symbolic but important political weight. Algeria says 1.5 million people died during the War of Independence, while French historians estimate about 500,000. France has also never officially apologized for its colonial past in Algeria. Those are some of the developments unfolding in Liberia. Let's get to, out of Liberia rather, let's get to what we got on our plate for today in Liberia. Christmas Day. Yes, it's universally Christmas Day, supposedly Christ's birthday or Christ's birthday. Liberians are celebrating the day according to their desire in different ways. Others are going on wild and extravagant activities. Children, boys, girls are crisscrossing the various communities by proximity with their peers, dressed up in their Christmas clothes, as it is called, with their materials and with their friends, moving from one end to another. It's so unique, so enjoyable looking at the children crisscrossing. Some held service or services typical of Matthew chapter 2, verse 11. This morning, And that line said, and when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary, his mother, and they fell down and worshiped him. It is based on this that some people went to church, some people held service this morning in an act of worship unto God. Others are using it to prove a point to the day. There are others who are using the day to prove a point to the day. And you know what I mean by that? At the close of the day, you're going to find some people in the street. You're going to hear people saying, oh, they don't know what he has taken or she took in days, and they don't know where the parents are. They don't know where she lives or where he lives. Some people will try to identify those things, what we call proving a point of the day. That means you want to overdo the day, and then you get it all wrong. But the day is the day. Everybody is celebrating. This day lives in the DNA of everybody. Christians, non-Christians, everybody. It cuts across humanity. The tear pointer, the foreign news, and then Christmas. What's on our plate? What's the tear pointer? Well, Christmas, still within the realm of Christmas, a good day, a day of giving, sharing, loving, just a good day. It's just a good day. Christmas, Christ Mass. People across the world use that to share gifts. And the gift aspect, yeah, it's what you need to do, or to know, rather. Nobody is Jesus Christ. Nobody did what God did. But there is the aspect that everyone ought to do. You can be that Jesus Christ. You can be that Mary to conceive mysteriously, but you can do unto the rest of humanity what the Magi or Maggies or the travelers, because that's the typical name for those, say, as the one searching the found. And then they did the first act, which was worship. And then what happened? They opened up their treasures, the word said, and they poured out gold, frankincense. Symbolically, that was a portrayal of welcoming a child into the world. That's how it was in the Jewish culture. It was an act of thanksgiving, which they still do today, to say, blessed be the name of God. Thank you for giving us a son. And that's why we use that name, Emmanuel, meaning God has come in himself, all himself, to be with us. So today, people do just that. They open up and share with people everywhere, whichever way. Sharing gifts of all kinds. It's an act of love. It's the same an act of worship, of obedience. It's not wrong at all. But that's what it says. And it's good. Those who have shared gifts, who have reached out to people, some people will reach out or did reach out to the less fortunate, the underprivileged, the peasant, the downtrodden. Some will reach out to community members. Some will reach out to church members. It was just in different ways. That's the same thing, and it's good. And guess what? I can tell you from a Christian perspective, God blesses you in return. Once you can reach out, God is pleased, because primarily or culturally, that's what it's all about. If that wasn't, you wouldn't see God putting the culture aspect there. There was, if you read the lines, you'll see the theological aspect, and then you'll see the cultural aspect. The cultural aspect is what he referenced when he said, and they open their treasures and they pour out gold, frankincense, myrrh. So the doctor himself, the political czar, didn't allow the day to go by. That is his nature, naturally. That is his nature. So it wasn't a news, but the people thought to do it the other way around by moving to him to say, Merry Christmas, expressing their joy and happiness and every other thing for who he is, what God has done in his life, what he has done in the lives of people, how he has touched people's life and stayed touching people's life, how he has maintained the peace and tranquility, security, stability of Liberia and every other thing. On a Christmas day, the people went in to say, Merry Christmas. And this was how he was so excited, elated, spirited, and had these few words with the usual smiling face and laughter with the people there who had gone to see him.
Thank you, thank you. Now I can leave my home now to go and practice basketball. Come back on a wonderful Christmas day. And I want to thank you all for waking me up. Because you know we've been traveling and we've been sleeping. Maybe you're not going to come here in the morning, I'm still going to be sleeping. But thank you. Thank you for coming and showing love. I love you guys. I pray that you enjoy your Christmas. And God bless all of you. You will speak. You'll go back home safely. Yeah. Good to see you. I appreciate this morning. Continue to show me respect and love. And this is why I give you back love and respect. So let's enjoy the Christmas. Stay out of trouble. Do the right thing. Give gifts. Receive gifts. That's the essence of Christmas, right? Amen.
Then the statement which came out yesterday, it was shared with you. We do it again because it was meant for today from the economic czar, the political czar, rather. Christmas message. As Christians in Liberia and around the world prepare to mark the sacred birth anniversary of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I entreat you, my fellow compatriots, to let this festive season be a time of renewal and reverence in your lives. Christmas is a season of giving and remembering God's goodness in spite of the challenges we face. Each year serves to remind us of his presence and love for us. As Christians, we remain thankful to God for his indescribable gift of grace. Through the years, we have faced many trials as a nation and a people, but God has always remained by our side amid our difficulties, strengthening us and guiding our families. On this festive occasion, let us show gratitude through our deeds toward our neighbors and our nation. As we celebrate and draw the curtain on another year, I urge you to join me in remembering our nation and our people. Be a blessing to every heart that yearns and every soul that lacks, if you can. May we also continue to pray for a peaceful and prosperous country. Merry Christmas to all Liberians, irrespective of your political, religious, and social persuasion. Permit me, however, to give a special acknowledgement to partisans of the CDC. Remain resilient remain steadfast. Merry Christmas to you and all supporters and sympathizers of the Blue Revolution. God bless you. Merry Christmas. The official statement from the standard bearer of the Congress for Democratic Change. That will take us to Samuel Twe, former finance minister, with his Christmas message, but not fully a Christmas message, but something of a message. Hear what he said. Merry Christmas to our beloved Liberian people. 2 years ago, you believe the Congress for Democratic Change eviction from political power will have ushered in a golden age in Liberia you have never before seen. You were copiously hoodwinked that CDC was destroying the country and had to be removed to rescue Liberia. Instructor Eri Patton of the University of Liberia has taught us the meaning of this rescue. In a text to journalist Julius J., he stated that for the second consecutive December since the rescue mission assumed power, the University of Liberia has gone without pay for Christmas. UL families have had to beg for Christmas for 2 strict years, while their pay was held up by the Unity Party government. Is this the same UL, the salary of whose instructors President George Weah raised by more than 60%? Is this the same UL where President George Weah launched free tuition that has today enabled more than 10,000 Liberians nationally to gain higher education annually? Is this the same University of Liberia, many of whose instructors voted against the CDC in favor of a golden age for the UL? By now, you get the drift why CDC left power. Even public teachers who are owed salary for 3 months now get the drift. These were the teachers who made students in 2019 to block the vehicle of President George Weah in front of the Monrovia City Hall. Today, they may be silent, writing and agonizing in shame, and may not aim to make students block the convoy of President Joseph Boakai. But the message of regret and utter disappointment is clear to all Liberians. Today, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning spokesman can attribute teachers' 3 months salary delay to technical and systems failures. But these were explanations denounced by the Unity Party when the Congress of Democratic Change government availed same for delays in salary. It feels like doublespeak in George Orwell's 1984. Lie is truth. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Big Brother is watching you. By now, you get the drift that CDC did not leave power because it did not improve governance. Hell no. If this were true, there would have been no MCC compact to celebrate today. In 2 years, under the macroeconomic turbulence and amid the onset of COVID-19, the CDC wrought macroeconomic miracle in Liberia, placing Liberia on a sustainable path to growth on which the arrest agenda now hinges. 2 years have elapsed, and what we see is retrogression over foundations laid by CDC. To those in the Unity Party government who believe they can silence me because of a bogus national security case, you are badly mistaken. I have respected Liberia's judicial system for more than a year, but it is now clear to all that the political manipulation is the regime's mantra in these matters of fake prosecution. I will continue to respect the court, but will end my silence on political matters. In this regard, I will on December 30th appear on Spoon Talk, one-on-one with Spoon CEO and commentator Stanton Waterspoon, to cover a whole smorgasbord of national issues. I was mute diabolically on Spoon, and I intend to go back there to correct the lies and set the record straight about the exploits in governance and development wrought by George Manning Brugger, in whose shadows and on whose template rescue is running. We will aim to cover the broad and no holds barred sweep of governance and politics, and my aim will be to show Liberians that it should now be clear they made a terrible mistake and are reeling from that mistake. We are ready for battle 2026. We are ready for battle 2026. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Former Finance Minister Samuel Twe thought that given the sensitivity of it, the importance, and the future 2029, share it with you. That will take us to JNB. JNB went to see what he claimed he did not know. He is currently in Lofa County celebrating the Christmas there. The deacon, the pastor, because deacon is a pastor, evangelist is a pastor. Anyone who is involved with the gospel, it was used yesterday interchangeably. They will call a teacher, elder, pastor, bishop, apostle. They will call evangelist, elder, deacon, teacher, apostle. Whichever way. A deacon was a pastor. A bishop was a pastor was a bishop. Unlike today, people would think that bishop is extra office. No, that's just the same thing. That's how they would call the people. So when Timothy came out to his master and say XYZ about ascendancy, he said, oh yes, go ahead. So he said, he who desires the office of a bishop, he who wants to be, no problem. Yeah, you can be called that way. You can be called a bishop, an overseer, a teacher, a pastor, whoever. So why am I saying this? Because people would think that when you're elder, then you're below the line. No. Bwaka is a deacon. A deacon is a minister of the gospel. A deacon is that, how did Paul refer to a deacon? Custodian of the gospel. Custodian is that person who keeps, who manages, who supervises, who guides, and on we can go. So he's entrusted of the gospel. So if he is a deacon, then he can be a lying deacon, because the Bible speaks of, we are told by Solomon, the writer of Proverbs, he said God hates lying lips. So the deacon, who is a minister of the gospel, a pastor, cannot lie. The deacon went to inspect. Couple of things then that will be doing it. They said the place, Foya, where the mansion is, they say it will be used for regional leaders. It is, in my opinion, and I am exact with this one, misplaced priority. Misplaced priority. Waste of taxpayers' money. What is Liberia's regional reputation and acclaim that regional leaders will want to come to Liberia for, to use that place? Given the insecurity of the MRU region, leaders would not feel comfortable going into the remotest part or interior of Liberia to risk their safety in the name of regional conference room. If Liberia does get ECOWAS chairmanship anytime soon or any regional responsibility, that place cannot be used. I see it being used for different purposes most often than what the government said. Do we need, does Liberia need all those buildings for regional activities? Does Liberia need all those buildings just for hosting regional meetings? Listen, people just don't put structure down because they have the money. The first thing, the place. And the reason for the place is it has to be ideal, meaning they can get out easily, they come in easily, there's always an exit, right? It's just, when it said the place is just not ideal, those are things they're taking into consideration. Should anything happen over there, regional leaders are there, it will be difficult to get out swiftly. That's why when they setting up an institution of such nature, it is always, you know why the U.S. embassy, the U.S. government always want the embassy close to the sea? Because it's very easy to get out when something is happening in no time. You can put a place or a building into a place that you would entangle yourself just in case anything happens. The mind. What the country need? All those buildings, for what? Boaga goes there, moving from one building to another, from one building. The stadiums that are built around the country, but the time the tournament is over and the country is not producing the needed to keep those stadiums afloat, what happens? They go into ruin. Meaning, if they cannot get games being played, one, get the people going there, two, and it's left, it start getting into ruin. This one, you will say, we can talk about economic benefits because I don't know whether it brings economic benefits because it's non-commercial. But its viability and longevity and sustainability depends on the activities. If nothing is happening there regularly, the government will only be wasting money there to sustain it, to keep it fresh. And if that going to happen, misplaced priority, just to prove unnecessary point. Do we need all those buildings? See Boaca today moving from one end to another. From where? Real estate. It's better you build those things like George Weah did. Use taxpayers' money, build housing estate, get the people in. That way you can reduce high costs of living to a greater extent, like what they do in Algeria and other countries. Why you will prioritize a place just for regional meetings. When ECOWAS has a headquarters, Sierra Leone, all of those people, those countries, they already have. What are you trying to prove? What Liberia trying to prove? This country is not a country that most African leaders, in fact, they see Liberia as a place that anything can happen at any time. Imagine the people in the city, they're uncomfortable, they're insecure. Then taking a building or taking buildings into the interior of the country. Why all those buildings? One of it, the conference room, they say the conference room, it takes 600 persons. How often are you going to use that place? Why? Why will Boakai inspect a condominium or condominiums he said he knew nothing about? His Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, the Press Secretary, the Information Minister, and the Public Works Minister, all of them gave conflicting accounts or statements about the project, which left the public concluding that it was his private residence. Now you can see why some people will refer to Joseph Yema Boakai as puppet of a president. This, what he did today, again, adds spite and it warrants impeachment. When a president lies to the nation in such a grave manner, it becomes a grave offense and it warrants summon by the legislature, which could lead into impeachment. But again, this is a childish place, a place where you don't have standard. When a president lied, the president said he did not know that they were constructing. How in the world such a gigantic structure will be going down and a president, the president of the country, would say that he doesn't know about it or he didn't know? Had he known, he would post up to it. He said, had he known, he would post up to it. Isn't that a puppet of a president? No disrespect, you accept it. When your child gives you a wrong information, you don't take it kindly. You get uncomfortable. You get vexed. Some of you get on the child or on the boy and again giving slap because you feel betrayed. You feel that it's wrong. You get so uncomfortable when a person lies to you and you find out that the person deceived you. You don't take that kindly. The very president, when we tell you that the President Boakai is an irony of himself, he is what the Englishmen call amoral. The president will say something. In this case, I know, had I known, I would post up to it. Yet he goes to inspect it. How do you inspect a thing that you say you know nothing about? That your press secretary, information minister, public works minister, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs gave different accounts. None of them, no two of the four were in line. All of them said different things. Look what the Minister of Public Works said, which gives, the Minister of Public Works said when he was pressed, he said, I can't say anything. Go and ask the Executive Mansion. Minister of Public Works, go and ask the Executive Mansion. When he was pressed further, he said it has security implication. Given the security nature of it, go and ask Executive Mansion. In essence, the president knows about it. So go and ask. They should be the one to speak to it. The president goes on state radio, his own radio. When he was asked that question, he said he didn't know that such construction was ongoing. Had he known, he would post up to it. Then the president goes to inspect. Isn't that an oxymoron? Come on. Some of you who are supporters of Unity Party, you get uncomfortable when descriptions come out and you say that insult. But description comes from what people see. If you're having these contradictions, you as the president, you're saying one thing, I know about it. How can the president say he know? Then he goes to inspect. Isn't that a puppet? Meaning the people just flick you. Say the one. When you go there and say the one. You are a puppet. Puppet is a thing that people just switch anyway, whichever way, however way they can. He goes, he inspected the place today. But what they're going to mean? Listen, that place will be there. Whoever may have advised, that place will be there with time. It will just be used. Maybe they will be carrying activities there, just as they're using the ministerial complex, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf ministerial complex for different activities. What will happen to that place? This country, no, the country isn't. That place will not be a place where the purpose for which it is set up. It will not. It will not. Bouaka can take regional leaders all of the time to bring them here. In fact, the people will not find it comfortable. Is it because of that Bouaka told a man that they must go to Sierra Leone, negotiate for security, get new arms? Maybe that's one of the reasons. But Chief, look at it, put on your political cap. Regionally, the leaders are afraid within themselves because of their overstay, because of their dictatorial, tyrannic, despotic rule. They are uncomfortable within themselves as African leaders. They are uneasy leaving their place to move. They don't trust each other. Don't see them like that. They don't trust each other. God forbid. What kind of African leader would lead a country and go sit down in bush? You think the people, they don't have advisors? Bouaka wasted the country's money. That is a misplaced priority. It's not going to live the essence of the construction. You will see it. That place is so large. If you want to do that, maybe you can do a single structure, a bit large with all of those things inside, as we see in other countries. There's not the many apartments. It is the sophistication. Look in Europe, look at America, look at other regional and North African countries. See the structures they are putting down. Not large, but sophisticated. What are you trying to prove here? You go from one structure to another. So when they finish having a meeting in this place, then when they will go on the other side. Maybe when a leader making a stopover in Liberia, meaning he's sleeping in the night, then you will go in one. In that bush, it's a waste of time, misplaced priority. It was better they didn't do it there. I can see why all of his people said they did not know. It looks that they advised him, and he said, no, let's go. Let's stay, do it. But what are you going to get from that? Nothing, completely. Nothing. You go way, man. So he went today. He went to do a couple of inspections. And as usual, he arrived and they had a small crowd together and they amplified it that Bouaka received a rousing welcome. Something is about to happen. The political czar is in the country, and you're going to see the real magnet. When few persons turn up, it is the normal. Few persons will turn out to see Bouaka because the president, they see long convoy coming, but it doesn't say that he lays within their hearts. No, it's because he president, they see long convoy with serene. So it draws their attention. They come outside to see him, to see the convoy, to hear what he has to say. So yesterday it came out, and then they knew, but they said nothing about it. The staffers at the legislature up till yesterday evening, the evening closed, meaning 10, 11, nothing. They were planning to stage a wild protest today. Some kind of way they managed to give something. It is our understanding, not everybody. They made a serious intervention. And some government institutions or employees, they are on the wait. Just like Tuet said, with the University of Liberia, where is Daniel Yakona statement relative to what Tuet said? Actually, the government ended the year bad with civil servants and the other people. When these things were happening, because every house faces technical problem. Every institution faces technical problem. Every government faces technical problem. When your colleague is going through some difficult times, it is not what they plan, but factors work against people and institutions. So when you are outside, you want to look at it from that point. You want to reason and not to conclude sentimentally that they are doing it on purpose. They are starving the people. They are this, they are that. These things that are happening today, they happen in Ellen's government based on several factors. The people who are in Ellen's government, majority of the ministers that Bouaka appointed, they were in Ellen's government. Only few not in this Bouaka government. There were many times civil servants did not take pay for 2, 3, 4 months. Jerry Limekpia, who is the information minister that always said George Weah messed the country up, he was in that government as minister, deputy minister, Ministry of Information. That's why Bouaka put him back to the Ministry of Information. He knows that they used to complain in Ellen's time. The employees will attempt to stage a protest. They were dismissing people who would voice out their dissatisfaction. Too many things happening, too many factors was happening in Ellen's government. Not that she planned to do that, but those are the factors. Some of the factors you don't have control over it. Then came George Weah government. Several factors started unfolding that caused certain decisions not to go through. So you have those problems, civil servants to delay. You had all of those things happening. They capitalized on those, and here they are. The same thing happening. Now, let me tell you, the expectation of civil servants was based on the many mornings they were hearing. It doesn't work that way. More problems. This government going to encounter more problems. They said that they were going to start from Gabriel Tucker Bridge all the way 4 lanes. that they have the solution for the water. Dry season, everything will get started. The people were running around and said, we're waiting for dry season. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf did cut and paste on that road, Bushra Island Road, going across, she did cut and paste. George Weah did cut and paste. Unity Party comes, they say they are clearing, turning it into the perfect road. Couple of days ago, what did they do? They went and did cut and paste. If you travel on that road, if you've been traveling, you know what I'm talking about. Around, not Africa Motor, but when you pass Africa Motor, where, how to call that place? About Petit Town, coming where they have all of those cars. I think that George had that place or so around there. Then coming, approaching Clara Town intersection. To move from over there to get to Vietown, that off. What did they do? They went in, they did the same cut and paste. The same cut and paste. By now, we expected when we got in dry season, we expected them to have gone there because the Minister of Public Works came up. He wanted people to leave. They broke people's houses down before them. He went to the legislature and told the legislators that when he gets ready, nobody should blame him. Everybody over there, they will have to move because beginning the dry season, they're going to clear. The dry season came, nothing until we got in rain season. We are about to get in rain season again because we already in rain season because December is still reading. January, expect rain also because that is unto God. But guess what? The same thing they were accusing we are of. That's the same thing they're doing, cut and paste. So the same factors that led to delay in salaries. No government takes interest in stifling the people, keeping the people money. But there are factors that work against the government. And Unity Party people in opposition, they weren't looking at it that way, even though they knew, but they saw it as a sophisticated political weapon to use against the CDC. Now, it is against them. The factors are against them, and then they expect that people should sympathize and empathize with them by remaining silent. No. There are a number of people who have not taken pay. Some people will be receiving after Christmas. We know because the people said it. Some of them, they are groaning in their hearts. They know it, but they're ashamed to come out and say, because yesterday they joined the chorus, we are suffer the country. We're not taking pay. We're not doing this. So they ashamed to come out and say, on a Boaka, we ain't taking pay. When you hear all those monies that I talk about, the Liberian government and the EU signed 2.5 million. The United States government has given 48.3 million to the Liberian government. Don't be carried away by those things. Those are not monies that are dropping. Those are not monies that are going to come in a twinkling of an eye. Countries will announce they will announce subsidy support, meaning they will give some money to the government to boost the budget. But when they are encountering problem too, that money will not just come. In Liberia, we are tricked, or we allow ourselves, we bully ourselves with the announcement. We are carried away by the announcement. The Unity Party government and the European Union signed 48.2 million. Then you think the 48.2 million coming now. It just coming once they finish signing. So all the signing, if you check, since Boaka came to power, all of the signings, in fact, in 2025, you have pretty close to 25, 30 signing ceremonies, announcements of millions. What do you see happening? Everything at a standstill. Look at the people who have the final say on the budget. Their own staffers, their own people, they refuse to make any increment. There is a reason for that. And look at other areas. You have to think it's going to be even harder. The Minister of Finance said 2026 will be a brighter year. That the same Minister of Finance said civil servants will be taking pay 2 times a month. Today, some civil servants have not taken pay. Other people are not taking it. Look, when they try giving something almost midnight, that when they started moving, because the people were agitated and they were planning this morning to stage a mass protest. And they start doing something, shuttling here and there to make sure that they get their money. Why did it reach on the eve of the Christmas, just a few hours to the Christmas? Why? On a rescue government. Why? Why did it reach to that level? Did anyone ever think that on a rescue government, people will on the eve attempt to protest for pay? Did anyone ever think, did you ever put on that thought that it was going to happen? No. Everybody saw rescue as perfect and everything was going to be perfect because that's what they portray. But the situation is different. That will be doing it. It's Christmas. You keep dropping. You drop to the Christmas day. So you put our Christmas in a basket there. You put our Christmas in a basket. Yeah. Oh, a Christmas. You get Christmas for all you put in the basket. I say you ain't get Christmas for us. You ain't get Christmas for all, no problem. Go put a Christmas there. Yeah. Go put a Christmas there. When you say you ain't want to get King's Event Christmas, God will give you Christmas. He said, worry not. God, when God give you Christmas, God give you Christmas. Say you ain't want to get King's Event Christmas. You put our Christmas in our basket. 0555 885 885. 0555 885 885. That's the send wave. The local mobile money number 0777 017 885. 0777 017 885. Your power Christmas na never. Hey. Your power Christmas. I ain't come and be lying to your Liberian people part. The country, just lie to people. Come on, just pull something together. Use your professional knowledge. Just pull bunch of lies together. Hey, forget it. You will see how they will give in. How did some of the pastors then can use the memo there when they finish putting la idea together the way they will present it. Because delivery is convincing. Delivery is convincing. When they finish putting it together, then you see the members running. They're taking all their lies from in their lapa node, their coffers, their wallet, everywhere. They're taking it. They're bringing it. That's small thing. I say the people know how to cajole, but we can't cajole. We should not even do that as a professional institution. But we can admit honestly, because everyone has shortcomings. No one is perfect. God said everybody needs everybody. Everybody helps everybody. No one should claim perfectibility. No, but everyone should help everybody some way, somehow. So you're dropping by. I'm gonna be lying to you this, that. No. They're not King's event. We're not lying to you. We just tell the truth. Say there's one. Diamond in our ear. So okay. So those are the pointers. It's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas again. Let's review comments. Then we get to the line. Let's start with the text thoughts. Then we get to the line. Royal always vice as far as those civil servants, we are enjoying Buakai. You talk, you are fire. These wanton creatures think they can fool everyone. Who's going to send their money when you are squandering everything? But they say Buakai explained how ECOWAS contributed money. If ECOWAS didn't contribute money to that, not a dime, and it was decided single-handedly by the Unity Party government, it's a crime. It is a crime. But when the guys do these things, not only are they going with impunity, or they're going with impunity because the opposition don't see it. That is a grave crime. Forget about the reputational aspect. ECOWAS don't want to say anything. Probably the pose we ain't part of it. We know, or they're part of it. But the fact that Boaka can say, and they went to inspect, so it means ECOWAS is aware. But let's assume that they are not aware, and they are not aware of it. They will say something to clear their name, because it borders on integrity. It borders on reputation institutionally. Assume they are aware, but they did not put a dime there. Joseph Yeman Boakai, Unity Party government, committed a grave crime. Single-handedly took taxpayers' money to build structures just for ECOWAS meeting. In country, some country, there are certain things the government just can't do without informing the people. But yeah, whatever the president wants, whatever legislator wants, whatever the people in the judiciary want, they go and do it. In certain countries, you don't just go single-handedly and put a structure like that, and then you come and say it for ECOWAS. ECOWAS import a dime there. You took the country money to single-handedly build that. It is wrong. It is corruption. The president worth questioning. And who does that? The legislature. But they are all of them, everybody hand in the cookies jar. So no one is clean, no one is conscious to call anybody to order, or the president. In other countries, Boakai will face the legislature to explain, because it has regional implications. That thing could degenerate into something else. Those mumu sitting down over there, call themselves legislators, have no time to raise any concern until this country can move from a patronage culture. Nothing of essence representative of a country you will ever see. President, your take morning say that ECOWAS. Rita Hag say, blessing to you and the entire King's family for this informative program each and every day. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you so much. On behalf of the management, we say the same to you, Rita Hart. Thank you so much, and thank you for everything. Oh, Rita, you say you are dropping in a basket, but I know you're not dropping a basket, man. I know your ability. Okay, where we go again? All right. So that's it. Let's go to the line 0772 23 99 33 0886 34 497 0777 980 375. The women's line. We take a few calls on this 25th day, Christmas Day, and then we are out. Take care of your children. Make sure that your child or children don't go beyond the house perimeter. We had a scene this morning, and Kings FM had to run the announcement. Fortunately, they found the boy. He was left around the Gabriel Tucker Bridge, wandering, don't know where he coming from, where parents left him, or he just left the parents' house. 2 women saw him. He couldn't say anything. They don't know where he came from to. They took him to the police station. The police people say, "You go to Kings FM. Let them announce it." They came, they explained, we helped them. And then they found the parent. Yeah. So I beg you look after your child or children. That Christmas, the place is packed, all kinds of things happening. They have bad people in the midst of good people. Be careful. Watch your child or children. Celebration does not mean crisscrossing, moving from this place to that other place. You can have Christmas celebration in your yard. You can just have a control so that you don't experience something that you don't want, and then you're crying all over the place. Please, we're back here. Yeah? Let's go now. Let's take a few calls, and then we're out. Hello.
Well, Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Okay, this is Peter Kalam for contention first point this evening. Thank you for all you say today. Well, what I will tell you is I will thank God for President we have this to that brought today. I thank God, thank you for that. To stretch that brought saw, I thank God. Thank God for President we have reached the country. Thank God. We pray every day, we pray everywhere you go, we pray for him. Our eyes is behind him, our ears is behind him. For another test that brought saw. So then we are long late, so then we are. And why always take time to we are put our reach here. I always over the other reach to correct our house. Now we're praying to God, let them we are take over this country. That's the time you know who is who. After where you pay, you will see where you get that place. Thank you for the program. Thank you very much. God will be with you. Happy Christmas, happy New Year to the whole citizen. All my people, all my citizens. Happy New Year and happy Christmas. Happy Christmas, happy New Year. Thank you for the program.
Hello. But you know that you're in the noise. You're saying the noise. Then you stand inside and calling and expect that you people will understand you. Let's hear you, yeah, madam. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yes, you're calling for people to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy Passover.
Lower your radio or cut it off.
Wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy Passover.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
so
you.
You and the King's family. I want to say thank you to our president for coming back and wishing a Merry Christmas and happy Passover. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Andrew, how are you doing? Merry Christmas.
Yeah, thank you. Wish you the same, sir.
Thank you. This is Austin Willer from 2013. I'm so happy. I'm so strong. I'm so energized when I listen to you reading the piece from Minister Tuet and the president that arrived yesterday. I firstly want to say welcome, Mr. President, that you arrived into the country yesterday, and at least there's a hope also. Mr. Andrew, the 10 million project we are talking about in that LOFA, I think it would have been better these guys build that place between Rabofi and Liberia, then it will make something. But cabinet in the bush there, as you said, who the African leader will see his life and leaving his people going that far to have it. This guy means serious action that after the 7 years, we'll get to them. And let me say this. And Mr. Tua, you spoke, and I think many citizens are so energized this afternoon. If you guys will always come on air to give us hope through this kind of a platform, we will be so strong. And we'll follow you on the 30th of Spoon. And let me say this. Mr. President, as you arrive, 2026 as we move forward. We begin doing all you say, oh, your stop, but 2026 we will not go with violence, but it will be peaceful. The protest that we plan in 2026, the revolution, to make these guys to do the right thing, it will be peaceful. But Mr. President, we can't asking you not to obstruct it, or let us not tell us that you not go. Because this time around we say, Mr. President, we debate your phone or get all these things. Let's get out to tell these people that yes, we are opposition. Because our silence is like we put it in the
so you planning protest?
What I'm saying is,
are you planning protest?
No.
Yeah, no. But then what are you talking about protest? The people, no, the leaders must get your chance.
I'm speaking. What will happen in the future? Are you getting me?
So you want to be protesting in the future?
No, the protest will come when the wrong leadership is on. When the leadership are in leadership, they're not doing the right thing. We'll get angry one of these days.
Chief, address the issues now. Address the issues now. That's all you need to do. Forget about protest. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, I say when I see somebody came for job, it's no cool. The boy took it for a day, I go for the boy shit on it, right down there, excuse me. The boy got a cane, I'm going to cane, also the example. Really, anything you see on Facebook, I was talking, they didn't know interview. And I keep saying I want to say, and I keep saying, all of this. You're checking for people that are point trouble to the children and officer. Children and fine, they're paying enough back close. They say they didn't get money. Some people saying like they're playing checker, they say they're not playing checker because we're not pay. They didn't get money. They're not pissing. Thank you, Papa. Lana said, cookie, one person was in at our police station. Thank you. But I tell my personal weapon. One see the people, one sort of the people now will write 2026 to get us. We are opposition. One sort of the people, we are opposition. One can us. Let get all the power to come us. One sort of the people now, we are citizens and will not die. We say living. So thank you, Papa.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, sir, and to the King 7 family.
Yeah, thank you. Wish you the same.
Yeah, let me say Merry Christmas to my president, George Manowia, and welcome back to Liberia. We can't wait 2026 to hit the road for our country tour, our thank you country tour. We can't wait for that to start. We pray and hope that we are prepared to just start that. And we can also wait to see our convention coming up to set CDC leadership into place to prepare ourselves for 2029. And, you know, we have said this, if that legislature was a serious legislature and balanced legislature, it is very important for an impeachment bill to be on the floor against Boakai. Because Boakai is acting, you know, not like a president. He is flip-flopping. He pretending he know what go on, and then he comes and lies to the Liberian people. That place is not ideally located. The only president from the around us who go to that place if they carry their own helicopter in case for anything to be able to easily escape. There is no easy way over there to get out. So if even tomorrow you leave the scene and somebody comes and they don't want to prioritize that place, what is the benefit? They will stand there, the money will be wasted. If you could have put that structure even into Vonjama, the people could have owned it. But as we speak, Lofakade is divided over that project. It is not Lofakade project. The people are referring to it as Foya District Project. So that is what Boakai do. Everything that you do is to continuously defy the citizens and to defy the people. Why is it going to bring to us? There is no economic return. So it's going to be there. If you could have taken that money and put it right here to the Unity Conference Center that is now dilapidated, all falling apart, it could have bring some dividend to the Liberian people. But zero. You know, it 10 to 12 for that release. That is a fact. We didn't leave the scene because we didn't increase University of Liberia teacher salary. Yes, we did. From $40,000 Liberian dollar to $1,800 plus. But as we speak, nobody didn't take pay. My uncle called me yesterday to see when I could have talked to somebody to help me with something. Only because they didn't take pay.
He works, Emeka, he works at the University of Liberia.
Oh yeah, my uncle worked in the agriculture department.
And he
worked
said
in the agriculture department.
And he said they have not taken pay?
No, they didn't take pay. You know what we said? It is the thing you said, we don't have insider. Better we have people. You got somebody somewhere and I got somebody somewhere. Yesterday evening, you said no way we didn't get anything. My sister was here with me again. She is in the UL and she got friends in there. And she said they are not taking pay. Zero. So it's a serious issue. But the only thing that protecting this government is people are scared of their job. It's not a George we are government where protests were all over, nobody going to do anything to anybody. That's not going on. But 2026, it's going to be rough, it's going to be rocky. Thank you, brother.
Okay, Emeka, thank you so much. Yeah, it's not easy. Not everybody. Some people did not receive. They will receive after the Christmas. It is pinning them, it's hurting them, but they can, given what they did against the CDC government, they are afraid, they are ashamed to come and voice it out. So the holding it, they prefer to live with the hurt and the pain. Hello.
How are you doing, Ben Andrew? Merry Christmas to the King family and all CDC, Father Lord, and also the welcoming of our president. We are so happy and we pray God to protect him. He needs God divine security. And by any Andrew, any people say something here? They say that every 2 weeks, government workers are going to be getting paid in America.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened now? So they made the pronouncement, the change it. We told that every 2 weeks, because they say, hey, American citizen. What? Hello?
Yeah, listening to you.
Yes. They say every 2 weeks they're going to pay government workers. And the follower and supporter was so happy. They say, oh, but then American citizen here now, every 2 weeks they'll be paying government workers. Then what happening now? Say, Andrew, they ask the poor question, whether they leave, the king here to leave or the king to what?
No money.
To destroy the country?
No money.
But then every day you be lying, we don't want defection. They're gonna mail that you got budget 1.2 billion. Then you scroll up for money. Say Andrew, I don't believe that, man. Thank you. You are doing well. God will bless you guys. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome, Andrew. My name is Mohammed Donzo Fofana Jr. I joined the conversation from the GPMC way. Welcome, Andrew. These people are liars. And firstly, the Lamempo love lies. You know, that's the reason why because we are in power, because we didn't lie to them, because we told them everything the truth. For these people, love lies. You probably cooking with lies, and they'll always leave with lies. What happening to them now? What you just said, they will be ashamed of themselves to come and voice it up. So thank you. Have a Christmas and us to the King service.
Yeah, man. Thank you. We appreciate it. Wish you the same. Yeah. Rescue on Christmas Day. So how the Christmas going around your area? Everyone doing good and everyone enjoying the Christmas, huh? Everything okay? And people stay shopping, you know. Some people stay shopping. Some people they receive live minute time from family members, from other people. So they're doing their lay 1 2 1 2. Yeah. They're doing their lay 1 2 1 2. Yeah, easy. Rough. Yeah. That's it. Unity Party, UP, Christmas. What GMB here and his officials, in Lofa County, enjoying, amusing themselves. Yeah, when you get it, you get it, you want to know. Okay. All right. So, too many things happening. Josiah Joko, man, I say again. It rough. Okay. So let's go this way. Let's have this break. Then we go home. It's Christmas Day. Christmas Day. Let's have this break. Where is my guy? Let's have this short break. Then we are out for today. Let's go. All right, let's go. This is how we go home.
Let's start with Mistress Cecilia Corn. I have conflict with her. If she can remember, she can go back there. Because like I said, I've been to her house in Virginia, so all I know she's Corn's sister, like stepsister, that's all I know. So I had a conflict where I was really going for Corn because I didn't know a lot of things about Corn. I found that he was married to Angeline. Corn back home. It was so many things going on. So I was really upset, really disturbed. So I was extremely mad. I called him mom. I could talk to him mom at that time, pissed or ashes. I was like, oh, why you didn't tell me your son married back home? I didn't know this time at home. The whole time he lied to my parents, preparing marriage, traditional marriage, other stuff he was doing back home. So I mean, you lied to my parents because I don't want to lie to my parents. So all those things was lies. So Cecilia Park gave me the picture when I was like really posting Corn and getting upset, posting everybody, like everybody he told me about. I know everything about Angeline Corn, the house in Hotel Africa. I know about it because our house was being built when I was around him. I saw the foundation of everything, so I know a lot. But Corn, he never lied to me. He explained a lot. There are some things that he did lie to me. Maybe Cecilia Park as his stepsister, I don't know. But that's when Cecilia Park came in the picture. She started saying that I don't blame Coon. He lied on with for a dog and got all fleas. I had a serious problem with that. I started insulting her too. Like, first of all, you a big sister. If you do all of this thing and you insulting me, and I just went off. So she started cursing. I had black her on social media. Coon don't have my naked picture, whatever she's getting there. If he did, the first we did on social media, he could have posted it a long time ago. And then the gift the Fiaka won from Banavie, that one could have posted it too, because I wasn't even playing with none of them. I was going for them to the booms. I didn't care because I felt like I was lied to. I was frustrated. I was hurt. Cole left me 1 week before I gave birth. You know, I have to do everything by myself. Everybody making a laughing stock out of me, and nobody understood what was happening to me. Everybody thought, oh, he just met her in America. That's not true. I know Cole my whole life. So I told him I couldn't find where he was because I'm in Maryland, he's in another state. You know, so the tracing points. Cole is a very smart guy. And whomever was pushing him, like I said again, if it has been the Cecilia Paul, then this is what God bringing everything to light. Because if you have been pushing him, telling him what to do to harm me or hurt me, this is the result. Because now the whole time they can't find his address, and he told me he's not going to sign no document, he's not going to do nothing. Now she got him in court. Okay, why you have him in court? He's your brother. Now you have him for divorce. I'm speechless. I'm like, okay, really? So this is how God works. It took some years, almost 11 years, for all of this to pop out. 11 years, I can't get nothing for my son, which of course is okay. I've been taking care of him, but both of them have to pay me now. You married to him, that's good. I'm not worried about that. And whomever, I'm going to file the child support again. I mean, they're active sitting there. I'm going to tell them where the location is. You in Delaware, that's good news. That's all I needed to know too. Because I need to get a lawyer too to get Coon and his wife's money too. I'm just happy to hear everything that Mistress Coon, Cecilia Park, because I myself have been to her house and she can remember need to pay me. Because she been hiding Coon. I guess she been telling Coon, don't do this, don't do that, and stopping child support the whole time. I've been very lenient. Like you said, been more than a year. Yeah, it's true. Been more than 10 years with Mr. Coon. That's true. Because my son will be 11 like in 2 months' time. So that was in the same time frame, I guess, that she married him. But I'm happy to hear all of this because it's a good news for me and my kids.
This is not going to go down anytime soon. There's this saying people have in Liberia that whenever something comes out, it is just for a day or two, and nobody talks about it again. Why that is true, but not in all situations. Given the sensitivity of certain issues, they don't go down the drain so easily. Brian McGill, J. Brian McGill, Deputy Minister, Ministry of Youth and Sports, alleged rape incident has not gone off the public's mind. People are still aware. They are talking about it. And the daughter of J. Brian McGill has added spice to the already unforgettable incident when she accused the police of delaying, given that her father's integrity or reputation has been damaged. The Speaker of Unity Party, regime speaker, we call it this way, or we call him that way because he said it. The regime speaker is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, a segment of the first branch of government, which is very vital, very significant, the House of Representatives, which puts him in the position as the third most powerful person by governance structure. He finds himself in a difficult situation. Since this thing came up, we've been shuttling here and there with curiosity because it seems, or there is shadow of truth, or seem to have a semblance of truth, or no truth at all in this whole Cecilia Pokun and Speaker Richard Kong. Yes, but the fact that he is the speaker, so it will not go down or go under the carpet anytime soon. Though the lady herself, she said, there is no biological link. Kong said his sister, one Doris, came out and said Cecilia is the sister of Richard Kong, even though she would not go detail. She was more emotional than she could control herself to give a clearer, convincing picture. The woman herself said, no connection.
I'm not related to Richard. Richard lies a lot, and all his lies will come out today. I'm not related to Richard. When things happen, maybe he's saying it to the girls, to make them say, okay, he's free or something, but I'm not nowhere related to Richard. I'll show you my birth certificate. I'll show you his birth certificate. My parents are in the U.S. His parents are dead. My father knew his dad. They were friends. And I got to know his family. But my dad was friends with his father, sister to a Nigerian man. And nowhere in my family I got Nigerian. Nowhere. My father was friends with his dad. They were friends. No, they are not related. It's not true.
This whole thing is a complicated puzzle. It's very intriguing. It has too many connecting strings or suspicion. Over the hours, people have been giving some hint. We've been speaking to some people, pictures, and people going back into history and every other thing. People identifying this lady. Some people say she isn't. Some identifying the father, the place they were living, all those things. The lady herself said no. Kun say yes. Doris say yes, brother. So what am I saying by this? This is a cake that will cut every day. I said yesterday that the burden shifts to Richard Kun based on his reaction, his brief reaction, that the lady is his sister, biological sister, or sister. You can have a sister which is also different from a biological sister. If somebody stays with the parent, the mother or the father brings in a child for whatever the age, and then the parent, that child with the rest of the biological children, biologically, they're not of the same blood, but they become sisters and brothers by parental care. Biological sister, either from the same mother and father, or from the mother or from the father, the same blood, but the names are different. Those are the two ways. So Kun said, my sister. That's what he said yesterday. My sister. My sister. My sister. That's what he said. Before then, the lady said they are not related. So my argument was yesterday, given that Richard Kun is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, his position calls for clarity because it borders on his personal reputation, the integrity of the office he occupies, and it has a spillover damaging effect on the House of Representatives he presides over. Though he sounded political, but it has got nothing absolutely to do with politics, but rather social. So he needed and still needs to come out to explain so that his side is understood, and then it will be known whether this woman lied, because he is the only person in this situation can give the people the understanding truly that this lady is his sister. Since as the brother, whether older brother or Gian brother, knows everything about their upbringing, so that the people will be convinced. My biological sister, I know everything, so I can explain. It's as easy. If the person say, my sister, everybody may not have come up the same way by parental care. Some people, they stay with the parents. At a certain point in time, they move. Some people, they stay with the parent throughout. So, But whatever the case, even if you are off the parents' control, you will still know the other siblings, you will know some things. So if you even leave for a year or two to go to a given place, you come back, you will still know your siblings, you will know what is there, you'll be able to explain some things. It's as easy, it's not that difficult. It's not a very, very difficult exam. It's just as easy. So the expression from Rachel Kuhn, my sister, let's take it as biological sister, because that's what it portrays, or he is portraying. So I said yesterday, he giving his nature or giving his status to clear his name, to clean the atmosphere that is so against him, to give a detailed explanation. And I maintain that. Equally, today, I should say that the lady too has the burden of giving the public what she maintains, that they are not related, by explaining. She said her parents in America. You want to explain, even if it will mean bringing either of your parents on, to explain how you came up, who is your father, and all those things around it. You want to explain it and tell them, let them come out. Why Rachel Kuhn too has. That is the only way the people would know. But this person don't want to go in detail or come out in detail, or no, this person on the other side, Kuhn, does not want to come out in detail. The lady does not want to come out in detail. Now, when you have a situation like that, hear what it sends across, that something fishy did happen, or somebody or either of the two or the two know exactly what went on. The reason they are operating on the surface and don't want to widen. The lady doesn't want to go in detail. Kuhn does not want to go in detail. Then there is something there, something suspicious. If this woman who is claiming that she is not related to Rachel Kuhn by any biological link, and Rachel Kuhn is claiming that she is his sister, he comes out to explain. Since the lady don't want to explain how she and Rachel Kuhn are not brother and sister, or why they are not brother and sister, or they are not brothers and sister, then Kuhn has to. Then everybody now will know why this woman is pressing. Maybe I am sensing that the bits and pieces that coming out, that these people might be brother and sister. Why wouldn't this lady explain in detail everything biological stuff? Why Kuhn doesn't want to? Some of Kuhn's siblings are still around. Likewise, the lady, Cecilia, her parents are still alive. She said that her parents are alive. They're in the States.
I'm not related to Richard. Richard lies a lot, and all his lies will come out today. I'm not related to Richard. When things happen, maybe he's saying it to the girls, to make them say, okay, he's free or something, but I'm not nowhere related to Richard Kuhn. I'll show you my birth certificate. I'll show you his birth certificate. My parents are in the US. 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 My parents are in the US.
So they are alive. Now they can be of greater help to putting this whole thing to rest. Tell your parents, because I am of the understanding that they are aware of everything that went on. Let them explain now that what Rachel Kuhn is saying is a lie, by giving the public an understanding of your upbringing, your birth, yeah, and every other thing, simple as that. It's good that your parents are alive. Rachel Kuhn, according to the lady, Rachel Kuhn's parents are not alive. In that situation, it's a bit difficult, except his brothers and sisters who are staying around, if they know that this lady is a part of the family, and they can explain. But her parents, according to her, are still alive. So they are equally significant to lay this whole thing to rest, except that they are aware. And given the arrangement that went on, that took her to America, and she tried getting him a green card, and then a potential citizenship, was on something. What I know, and very many people know in this country, at that time, years back, people were being taken to the United States when they were playing this visa. At the time, it hit Liberia newly. So somebody in the States, either a brother or a sister, wants to bring another person. So they say, play the DV, and this person, we will make it like this person is your XYZ, or you will come as XYZ. When everything is done, then you can separate. Some people, that's how it went. The brother say that, yeah, XYZ. So when they went there, everybody went their separate ways. So people were using it to get their relatives and friends out of Liberia into the United States, because at that time, the people weren't that critical. It was just around the time that we left the war. So America was more sympathetic with us, not being very critical. I guess they were not thinking in that direction, that people were using it to get their relatives, to get friends, to get other people in the States. That didn't cross their mind. So they weren't technical, but they were more empathizing. So people now use their individual professionalism to get people. That's how some people were moving to the States. Brother and sister got married. Ma and son. They will face a document, go, so the person there, they started interview, pap. I'm not saying that what happened between Cecilia and Rachel Kuhn, but we know that people took advantage of that uncritical atmosphere or those years at the time. Such thing was happening. I'm not saying that what happened between the two people. I say that what I know, we know that. We know that. We know that. Some people used to tell us, they say, Sam Andrews, my man, you need to play like DV. You will do this, we will do that, and you know the other person will say this. So my response has always been, I ain't got to play anything. I ain't got to play a lotto, to play a game to go to America. If that is the will of God, it will go through the normal process. But it was at that time we used to hear all the things. Busy people be all on the side wall playing DV. They'll go to the other person, say, oh, this and that, and the person will secure my affidavit, and you know, brother, And when we get there, it will just be, and after some time, you can go your way, I come away. You can you say as my husband. People are using that speed. But some people have started saying that these people, they are related. Some people that know them. And the reason, because people putting some pictures out. Some people who were around for a good while that know, some people who know the history. Some people, when you're talking, they say, oh, but the person, what was the person so and so? The people, they are family people. And auto there, auto related to so and so. They want that family member. Oh, because they get some people who they know the history. You think that they're not around. So some people saying that they say, well, I think that lady talking that lady, the people that they been with the people. So the lady now has to come out. I said yesterday, Rachel Kuhn will have to come out. The two of them will have to explain. But the burden, the weight is on Rachel Kuhn. The other aspect of engaging in fraud, from institutional perspective, now America can handle it if the lady went back or if Kuhn attempted to go to the United States or whatsoever. For Vermont, it's clear. So Vermont is not really in the picture much because she said the man has child for her and the man refused to support the child. The man even threatened her, said all kinds of things about her, so she withdrew. And some women, they ain't like the kind of attention. You try to bring it, they say, sorry, chief, I will manage with my daughter, I will manage with my son. No problem, you can go. Since you the father and you say you don't providing any support, no problem. Because some people, some women, they ain't get time for that thing, be hauling, pulling here and there, creating all kinds of stuff. So the woman say, I'll take care of my son. Stay there, you speak all, you get all the money, enjoy yourself. But I know one day, your conscience will lead you to come to this boy. That's when I will tell you this boy is not your son. And it happened to some men. At the time they decided, the woman looked in the man's face and said, I'm not your son. Go and find your son elsewhere. That's not your son. It happened. Some people in this country, they have that testimony. They get it. And they made the boy or the girl to be a look straight in the face of the girl, straight in the face of the boy, say, that man, I'm your father from today. Don't call that man a pa. And some of them were even brave to change the name of the boy and girl. Because, and you know the women that can do that thing are the one that can exercise patience. They will be groaning in their heart. You will think nothing happening. They'll be fighting. Some women, they will voice it all true. They will be running here and there, going to court, calling this person, getting their parents involved. Some people, they will talk 1, 2. Some women, and then they start groaning in their heart, trying to find way. Those people, the kind of women, and when they take decision, it takes God himself to convince them. When they say this, say you say, you can support your son, you're doing this to me, you're doing that. Except I did not bear the 9 months pain that the only way this boy or this girl will be your child. Some people, they that thing, Rachel Kuhn, when Vermont reached that decision and say they child, they're not Rachel Kuhn child, you go or you can't down. Even though they went through the DNA process, it confirmed that it's child. But what I'm saying is when she gets tired, because she says she will call the man will get her cheek. Sometimes the man will tell her that she wants to exploit him. She wants to use the child to get money from him. Oh, that's what the woman said. Such lady, when she reached a decision, when you see a woman withdrawing, they ain't giving you problem whatsoever. The managing. Don't think that they mentally lazy. No, There are too many things to be running through their mind. The day they reach a decision of no return, that means to ever call you for your child, that gore, it will take gore to count down to F and convince that lady. Many people in this war and in Liberia, they in that situation. So their own son, daughter, they've not seen for I don't know how many years. The mother look in the face of the pa and say, "They're not your daughter. That's not your son yet," because of the way they are treated. I think Richard Condway, the day Vermont reached a decision and say, "I wash my hand the whole Sunday," the next thing she will program that ball already in America. That's that culture part is different. She will program that ball that ball will never ever want to hear Richard Coon. That even if Richard Coon saw him and stood in front of him, the ball will look in Richard Coon's face and say, "You're not my dad." So the two people have the burden of proof. Yesterday we said it was Coon. Today, Cecilia, you have to come out. The burden is on Richard Coon giving his status. There are too many factors there. It's going to embarrass Coon. It's embarrassing him, not going to embarrass him. It is embarrassing him, even though he tried to put out an outer posture that people would think he's not troubled by it. No, but in war, he's troubled. Given his status, he didn't expect such would come, and he knew that he had always lived this life amongst women. These things were happening prior to his ascendancy. Even when he was representative, all of these things, the years the people gave him 10 years back. 10 years back, Richard Coon was not representative, but it didn't come to the public. Nobody had time for that. It was existing. Vermont said she went to Virginia. Richard Coon carried her to see the foundation going up. And there are other things that went years back. Cecilia talked about all of things years back. But it did not come out all of those years because Richard Coon was below, down the social ladder. He wasn't anybody of stature in society. So nobody had time. But giving his ascendancy to the speakership, these things coming up, the public take interest in it because of his status. No one could have taken kindly to it years back because he wasn't anybody. But now he's somebody by his status. So the burden is on the two of them, but it's more weighted on him giving his status. It's troubling him. No normal person will take this lightly and say it is not troubling him or not troubling her. If this woman is Richard Coon's sister, as he claimed, and now she's saying they are not related, they got married, and she wants divorce. Come on and say, this woman here, my biological sister. We went through this, we went through that because I wanted to go to America to pursue my education. I had opportunities from Liberia, but I could not get to the United States because I did not have the money. And so we played DV and I got in touch with her and asked her, because she was already there as my sister. So yeah, you can say that. That's all you need to do. That's all. Yeah. Simple as that. So everything will just go to bed. And then you move on with your life as speaker. The lady move on. But if the lady is not your biological sister and she wants divorce, just go. Maybe while you'll be thinking, you're talking about age, money, settlement, monetary settlement, property settlement. Because in her interview, she said she want money. She said she want property. So then people will know if she's not your sister. Then you go and sign a document and let her go away. The legal people, they have their legal way of settling or advising the clients on settlement. But she might say she wants XYZ amount, these number of properties. And the lawyers then that the area, they are expert in it, they know how to advise expressly. But it has to be established that Cecilia is not the biological sister, or that Cecilia is the biological sister of Kun. And nobody can make that clarification but Kun himself. And when Kun makes it clear by explaining the family side of everything, then Cecilia will be in an embarrassing position. Everybody will know. Moreover, I think Kun does not want the people to know that he engaged into such which he knew was wrong, to go to the States by lying that the lady is another person when the lady is his sister. Moreover, the lady said they had sex. So if the speaker will come out and say that it is his sister, then he married his sister, and then he has sex with his sister, then it will lead to the reality, or give that suspicion, semblance of truth, that they forged a plan to get him to the States to pursue whatever he had wanted as per his plan to pursue. And it will be a disgrace if that is established. And then it comes back to him again, if the legislature, if that is established, that the lady, as he claims, that's why the burden is between the two, but it's more weighted on Kun giving his status as the speaker. So if it is established that he, Kun, as he said, the lady is a sister, then he married his sister. He has sex with his sister, which is incest. Incest means about your blood brother having sexual affair with blood sister. My mother having affair with son having sexual affair with sister. That's what they call incest. Incest. You see, when we're saying something is fishy here, these two people, they know what's up. Why would Rachel Kun say, my sister? Then the lady said, no, I'm not your sister. But he insisting, if this lady is not anything biological to Rachel Kun, he will not be saying my sister. Somebody who is not my biological sister, why would I say sister? or even if not biological sister, but parental upbringing from the parents. Like I said initially, there are too many girls. They were taken into the house by the parents for whatever the reason, and they brought them up with the boys. So the boys considered them as sister. But biologically, they did not come from the mother's stomach. The father did not do anything procreation. But they are brought, all the boy or the girl is brought into the house, and then they parent them together with the biological child or children. So with those years staying together, they see that lady as their sister. Too many examples of that in our country. We've seen it. Then you hear the lady say, no, we're not related biologically. And here people said, no, come on. You people, what does he say? They say, I just foster sister. But you will not see any sign from the boys or any sign from the biological girls that this lady is not my nothing biological. You see, just like all of them from the same mother, same father. So it's normal. But in that situation of these two people, something just not right. Something suspicious, more suspicious about these two people. That's why the holding on, they want come straight. Why the two people don't want to come out openly and give a full detail? Explain. Simple. If Cecilia is not the sister of Rachel Kuhn, then Rachel Kuhn will be gracious enough to move in for that settlement because he already has somebody that he's going to enter into a formal agreement called marriage. Thank God he is surrounded by lawyers. So it will not be his worry about the division of the property. It will not be his worry. That will be less, as we are saying, of other people. It will be by far, it will not really be a problem because he will be advised expressly by the experts in law called lawyers. If this lady is not his biological sister, then there should be no problem of signing or entering, going to, since he said the lady should go to court. It's not to tell the lady to go to court. It's to say, let's get done with this thing. If this lady is not his biological sister, the only thing they will be discussing is the division of the property and how much of monetary compensation that will go to the woman. If that lady is not my biological sister and we enter such an arrangement and she wants to move on, I want to move on, I already have somebody, we call the lawyers. The lawyers look at it and advise expressly. And then the divorce paper is signed. She gone, just like we see with people all over the place. And nothing happens. Everybody goes. The woman comes, the man comes, say, okay, yes. So the lawyers then examine everything. They advise as per their legal wisdom and reasoning. The man signs. The woman signs. And then there's division of the property as per the request and the lawyer's input. Whatever the monetary compensation, the woman going her way. The man going his way. This country has too many examples of that. Too many. What is so complicated or so difficult in the thing here that Rachel Kuhn can move? Let us say, sign a divorce paper. Let me go my way, you go your way. Because the speaker too giving us something something meaty. The speaker really giving us something meaty. There is a juicy meat in this thing. Forget me, I'm talking about the United States law. That one, the United States underside. They're talking the social aspect with the legal imputation. Sign it. Instead of telling a woman go to court, they try to damage his reputation. Isn't it just as simple? You move to your lawyers and tell your lawyers to handle it, or he still needs the woman as his wife. If he still needs the woman as his wife, then he cannot bring Mandela Cooper in the picture. If he still needs Cecilia as his wife, and Mandela Cooper is in the picture, then it becomes the reality of everybody that this man had always lived with multiple wives, that true, he is a polygamist. Simple. So let's assume that they are not biological brother and sister. He doesn't want to lose her. Yet he has another. Then it means that he is a polygamist. Simple. It means that he is a polygamist. That's who he is by his nature. But the other way around, he doesn't want the lady. Maybe his suspicion is the lady will make a huge demand that he wouldn't want to give into, because it is common amongst most women. They go for more. They go for higher. Yeah. Just imagine, normally, nothing fishy. In Europe, in America, North, South Africa, as we have seen, the woman will make a huge demand. And by the time the woman finish, what happened? The man gone broke. It happened with many politicians, journalists, footballers, business people, civil society actors, everybody. We've seen it. That what led, given what has been happening over the time with people in the football world. You hear that situation with Hakimi, the Moroccan international. He put everything of his monetarily in his mother's name. By the time the woman filed in for divorce, before the court, the man has zero account, because what she was demanding, if it was in his name, normally what she was demanding, Hakimi would have gone broke. Just like you saw, we've seen with other footballers around and politicians, business people, journalists. The women now all are talking about the ones we have seen. Their requests can be so high. Probably that what Rachel Kuhn thinking on too. If that lady is not his biological sister, let's take it that way, then he's concerned about the demand. But he is saying the lady is a sister. He is saying the lady is a sister. So if the lady is his sister, as he said, then it means he married his sister. He has sex with his sister. That's incest. Hey, the lady is saying no. On the lady's side, you could reason that she does not want the world to know that Richard Kuhn is her brother, and she intentionally had sex with Richard Kuhn. That's another thing. her insistence that they are not related, her parents in America. The parents will have to explain everything. Rachel Kuhn's parents, according to the lady, they die. They are not alive. But Rachel Kuhn has brothers and sisters still alive. So they know the history. A brother who does not know the history of the family or of the other people, that brother who was born in Tajikistan and lived his entire life in Tajikistan, just as you see some people when they come from America, they know nobody. Even the children and family members, they didn't even know. Because they were born there and they grew up in that country. The pa and the ma and other people, they never spoke to them. Even if they spoke, it was once in a blue moon. So you can rely on such person. But the ones who had been with the family, they know. The ones who have been with the family, they know Rachel Kuhn got brothers, he got sister. If this lady is his sister and she insisting she is not his sister, they can explain it. And why is she insisting that she is not the sister of Rachel Kuhn and Rachel Kuhn insisting that are his sister? My people, and the two people need to convince us now, let them make us to know. So we'll forget about the thing. And the lady don't have anything much to prove in terms of character damage. Or to protect, rather. No, she does not. That Rachel Kuhn, if anything, that she in America will handle it. But Rachel Kuhn, that weight is on him. It could have been any other person in this situation. It's not because of the name. It's because of the status. The person who occupies that position. It could have been John Moses as speaker. It could have been Cynthia Johnson as the speaker, and such thing comes up. It will be discussed as Cynthia Johnson. That's why you Rachel Kuhn people, you should not be looking at it as against Rachel Kuhn or its politics. No, it's about name and status. It has to be established. Oh, this thing will not go down soon. It has to be established. Yeah. What kind of legislature we get so? There's possible impeachment. Buaka, that 10 million for ya. Sonny, he ain't tell people legislature, he ain't know about it. He never explained anything. Legislature had no time to call. But forget about the legislature. He never explained anything, which he should have done. He can take the country money single-handedly and build structures for quote-unquote ECOWAS meeting. That one, a worrying impeachment. First summer for explanation by the legislature. If the reasons are not convincing, impeachment proceeding starts. Speaker, engage in intentionally, willfully, for whatever the pecuniary gain or academic advancement. Engage in incest. It constitutes impeachment as Speaker of the House of Representatives. My people, United Party people are looking at the thing here. They are telling you that Rachel Kuhn get everything in Rachel Kuhn here. That lady does not have much of anything to prove. That Rachel Kuhn has everything to prove. And he even made it clear. That is why you don't rush. Here you go, Liberian politicians. What my time said, my time feeling I see you. Liberian politicians, didn't I tell you yesterday and will still say it? Richard Kuhn needed not to have said anything about this. If he truly knows that the lady is his sister, put all of the info together. Set an ideal, suitable day. and explain everything. Clear your side, clear your name, clear the potential institutional damage as speaker. But the time you finish explaining Rachel Kuhn, everybody will turn against that lady. Then they will know whether the lady here, she was faking, she was doing this against you. But if you can, the suspicion is on you. You are the spies. You should not have spoken on this thing. That's why when you're in a sensitive situation like this, so intricate, so fragile, so delicate, you push it to the lawyers. That lawyers can handle these kinds of things. That lawyers can handle it. The next group, the next category of people that can handle it, the lawyers first. The people who are skilled in communication. When I say communication, I mean surface communication, the kind of thing that is delicate. Know what to say, when to say, if they need be. And they will not say anything public except they are expressly advised by the lawyers. See the guys on the international scenes. Yeah, everything that happens, but the time it happened, they will not even go, no time. The other person the communication man in the Speaker of the office debunks Cecilia Pancon assertion in the Speaker is a malicious attempt to denigrate the Speaker and bring the office of the Speaker into disrepute. The first man that made it clear, that made it hard for Rachel Kuhn, that Vesely Kessely in her office, when he came out of that thing, then the Mumu Speaker too, instead of shutting his mouth, leave it with your lawyer and look for skillful communication people. Because he's sitting in a political gathering, he's speaker now. Everybody looking at him. He get his vehicles lined up. He excited, motivated, then he take microphone. My sister. So you have sex with your sister. You marry your biological sister. You have sex with your sister. The only thing that is not on, the lady said they ain't born. She was asked, do you people have, you and Rachel Kuhn have child or children? She said no. So that's the only thing. So if she had born, if she had given birth, if Rachel Kuhn had pregnant her, then Rachel Kuhn comes and say, my sister. Hey God, let me advise you before I go. You put on exposure. You use God's caution. In James 1:19, he said, be slow to speak, quick to hear, meaning be analytical. Don't be emotional. Don't put emotion into. You just have to be careful. There are certain situations. If you aren't careful, if you don't shut your mouth and leave it with the professional, you will already damage yourself before. Because what's happening now, if the lawyers now, if they come in, they will be trying, the first thing they will attempt to do is to engage in damage control. That means to clear the damage that already been caused before they can get to the main issue. Because Rachel Kuhn already said, my sister. The lady said no. Rachel Kuhn's sister, who identified herself as Rachel Kuhn's sister Doris, she said Cecilia is the biological sister of Kuhn. So Kuhn has sex with his sister. The only thing he did not born by his sister had he. And maybe the lady, there you go. I see you. This thing here, a trick, it is a real puzzle. Yeah. What? Should you, Richard Cohen, leave that thing? You should not have spoken. Me, if I were in Richard Cohen's office as media person, I would say one-on-one Richard Cohen and looking at him and say, Mr. Speaker, this issue, as much as you know what it is, you have audience, this issue is delicate. Let's leave it with the lawyers and let's get skillful communication people to handle it. It doesn't say, it doesn't say you're not a communication person. It only means that area you are not there, but you are a communication person. There are certain things in media people we can do. No, but it doesn't say that we are media, we are not media person. It doesn't say we're not qualified. But that area, given the sensitive nature, they have people who are skilled in handling such a situation based on what they have been going through with other people. That's why you see in other countries, Europe and America, they can contract. They can contract a skillful communication expert, but they have communication people there. What the guys do in those government and private officials' office as media people to just disseminate. They just disseminate at all. It's different. It's different from having the knowledge to communicate the reality, given the sensitive nature and the intriguing part of it, this kind of situation. It's not just anybody, a communication. You saw what Vesely did? That political posturing to gain favor from the speaker. He indicted the speaker. He even adds spice and substance to what the woman said. Then Richard Cohen, he made it worse. You want to take time when you find yourself giving your name, giving your status. You don't rush to talk. Other people, they go to public address, you will never hear them mentioning this. Why? They understand the sensitivity of it, and then they leave it with the lawyers who are experts in handling such sensitive matter because it has all of the implications. There's the legal implication, political implication, social implication. So the mayor will go address that man talking for 3 hours. When everybody expecting, they say, oh, the mayor will mention that because all the people talking, that man will not talk. Say what he got to say on other issue, he gone. That the legal people, you see, advising. In our country, we just lose. We have to trust the experts. It's not everybody in your office as communication person can handle certain things. No. It's not everybody. We are broadcaster. As a broadcaster, not everything I can do. But the next man can do it. So we entrust it onto the next man. But it doesn't say that I'm not a broadcaster. Everybody different by their knowledge. There are certain situations you just don't meddle into it. There are certain situations you are fixed into it. You know how to handle it. Now, the two of them complicated the whole thing. I see you, man. I see you. Merry Christmas again. Thank you all for wishing us Merry Christmas. We appreciate everything. Thank you all so much. Today is Thursday. Yes. The doctor is in at 6 o'clock. Not 6, sorry. 8. He's in at 6 or 8 o'clock. The teacher of the land, the light of the nation, journalist, evangelist, and Anthony at law, A.B. William, will face the issues. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. Shalom.